Hey, boyo. Well, welcome back to the channel. I was not expecting a bunch of you to come over from Roman's channel. I made a comment on one of his videos about him always saying we just need to get out and shoot, and how him motivating us and just saying it over and over and over to just get out and do it got me to finally record that video. And I was not expecting all of you guys to come out and or come over, I should say, and check out my video. Now, that being said, I had a few of you ask about this Bronco that ended up in the background of my last video. I looked at it a few times and people were like, hey, you should do a video about that. So I figured I would, but I first wanted to thank all my new subscribers for coming over here from Roman's channel. And I want to thank Roman. I know he probably won't watch this, but I want to thank him for motivating me to do this, and also for his subscribers being so awesome and coming over and giving me some views and some subscribes and likes and comments and stuff like that. I really appreciate it, guys. So for those of you asking about this, I apologize. It's super dirty. You can see I'm parked right underneath a tree. It gets sap and stuff like that all over it. But this is a 2023 Bronco Sasquatch, and it is a two-door. Most of the time when you see a Bronco on the streets, it's going to be a four-door, or it's going to be the Bronco Sport, which is actually a Ford Escape that just has some Bronco badges on it. This is a legit two-door Bronco Sasquatch. I waited 2.5 years for Ford to actually build this and get this to me. I got a new antenna here, actually, because I freaking hate this antenna. And I wanted to take this off real quick and put it on. But what I'll do on this video is I'll go through here and kind of show you what I got this set up for. The main reason why I bought this vehicle was to volunteer for a form of motorsport called rally racing. And with rally racing, it's all off-road dirt and gravel for the most part here in the United States. In Europe, they do a lot of tarmac and stuff like that, but over here in the United States, the majority of our rallies are dirt and gravel, with some, you know, very small sections of tarmac, or they call it tarmac, but it's, you know, asphalt or concrete stages that we have here. So what I use this vehicle for is volunteering for those motorsports, and I've been volunteering for quite a few years. Originally I did just road marshaling, which is real basic. You just park out on the stage road and block an intersecting road so that people don't accidentally walk out, drive out, bike out, motorcycle out onto a hot rally stage and get hurt. And then from there I got a ham radio license, and I'll show you here. I got a little bit of a ham radio set up on this vehicle. And when I did ham for a little while, I was waiting for this vehicle to get built. I ordered this vehicle, or reserved this vehicle, in September of 2020, but it took 2.5 years for Ford to get their shit together and produce this vehicle and deliver it to me. So I ended up with a 2023 when I was supposed to have a 2021. And I was using a Subaru WRX for years, doing these volunteer positions for a rally, and finally got this Bronco. I did ham radio in this Bronco for a little while, and then got recruited to do what's called sweep. And sweep is where we do recovery and safety. And we also typically will have EMTs or medics with us as well, just in case people get hurt. So this vehicle needs to be able to drive out on really rough, torn up stage rally roads after all the cars have gone and it's all rutted up and really rough. This needs to drive out, find any of the vehicles that broke down, went off the race course, or whatever, and then recover them, you know, winch them out of a ditch. I have a 12,000 pound synthetic line winch down here that's hidden. That's the Rough Country hidden winch kit. That was not fun to install, by the way. We also use a bunch of recovery gear. I have in the back here to get a rally car out of a ditch, you know, get it out of the woods, you know, whatever the case happens to be. You can see here I got soft shackles, tow strap, kinetic rope, backup tow strap. I got a snatch block, a tree saver, couple other odds and ends and stuff like that to be able to basically handle whatever, you know, and get a rally car either out of the ditch so their service vehicle can come out and get it, or sometimes even just take it all the way back to their service area if time allows, and get them back so they can fix their car and get back out to racing. Because in rally you can actually break down and go off and then fix your car and then come back out and rally more on super rally rules, like the next day, you know, because these are multi-day races most of the time. Okay, so enough about rally. Let's talk about the Bronco. So I already said this is a two-door. When this was built, only 17 out of every 100 orders for two doors were even being built, and then significantly less two doors than four doors. So this is kind of, I like to think it's kind of rare, but it's not really rare. It's just less common. So this has the 2.7 liter twin turbo V6 EcoBoost. That was one option that I went for because I wanted more horsepower and more torque. I also have the Ford Performance calibration on it. So that Ford Performance calibration is basically a factory warranted tune that bumps this guy up to 355 horsepower and 433 torque. From the factory, it came with 35-inch tires, these beadlock capable wheels. I have upgraded the tires because the tires that came from the factory were not durable enough. I ended up getting 3 punctures on the Goodyears that came with it, and so I switched to the Mickey Thompson Baja Boss, and I have not had a single puncture yet. It has rear lockers, front lockers. Those are controlled from up in here. You have your front locker, rear locker. There's also a feature called Trail Turn Assist that lets you lock either the back left or the back right tire with the independent braking, the ABS system, and then it'll lock that wheel and allow the vehicle to pivot around. A little itchy there, boyo. Excuse me. For the back here, normally a two-door would have a back set of seats, but I have removed the rear seats, and this is a little ramp for my dog. It opened up. I removed the rear seats and I put in a really thick horse stall mat, and this horse stall mat gives my dog grip in the back here. It also is durable, so I can throw stuff in the back here and not have to worry about it. And I cut it out to fit all the contours and everything, so it worked out pretty well. Right now I have some stuff stored on my headliner. I got my larger antennas up here. For my ham radio system, I actually have 2 ham radios set up, but right now I have them taken down because I don't have all of my gear in here all the time, only when I'm out doing a rally. So right now I have just one of my shorter antennas on here so that I can just use one of my radios with a shorter antenna so I can fit in parking garages and stuff like that. When I do a rally, I put on a much larger antenna here, and I remove this cap on this side and put an equally large antenna on this side, and then I bring my second radio out and I put it into here, and I'll have one radio up here, and I have another radio on an arm that is a screen that's like right here for my co-driver, and I can operate it as well. And then you can see we got 4 different speakers here. The microphones hang down from these little guys when I have them installed, and then we can talk on 4 different frequencies. We can listen to 4 different frequencies, and we can technically talk on 2 frequencies at once. Like I could have my co-driver or navigator talking on one radio, and I could theoretically be talking on a different radio, a different frequency. But we can listen to 4 frequencies at once, and that's really important when we're doing a rally, because all of our communications are through ham radio. I'm a licensed ham radio operator through the FCC. I have a ham radio call sign that I'm required to use and identify with every 10 minutes while transmitting on ham radio frequencies. Let's see. This is a base model, so I guess I should have started with that. This is kind of a budget build. So what I did is I got a base model. So it came with these cloth seats, which actually turns out the base model cloth seats are more comfortable than the leather or the marine grade vinyl. I've sat in all 3, and I found that these seats are more comfortable. But they get dirty and dog hair and stuff like that, and they flip forward and stuff like this. Let's see. We got lights on this thing. I have some ditch lights up here. I also have some fog lights down here. The fog lights are amber, and I use those as emergency lights that we have to run while we're going down the stage. The ditch lights can be either emergency lights amber, or they can be white and be used as ditch lights, so they can switch back and forth. And then I use the same ones here in the back. I'll close this up so you can see it. These are the same lights as my ditch lights, so they can either strobe or solid amber, or I can do white if I need more light to reverse, or for a camping area, or because this is on the hinge, I can even angle it like over to a recovery area and provide light in the work area, which is kind of cool. Makes it a little bit of a pain when you need to put the spare on though. I did put on some mud flaps from Rally Armor. I put on some steps from IAG. Go over to the passenger side here. Give you another angle. This whole top comes off. I'm not sure how many of you are actually familiar with the Bronco, but the doors come off like a Jeep. The roof comes off like a Jeep. And you can either take the entire roof off, or you can just remove like the front sections. So you can take just these 2 panels off, almost like a T-top, but there's no bar in the middle, and there's no bar across the top here either. So when you remove the whole roof, you end up with an open roof, just a hoop, and it's a big roll cage basically. All right. I don't know. I mean, feel free to ask me any questions about the Bronco here. I feel like I probably did a fairly decent overview of it. I think what I'll do is I'll do another video when the rally season kicks off, and I'll talk a little bit more about stage rally, talk a little bit more about how I set this vehicle up for stage rally, because there's a ton of tools and equipment and radios and this and that I put into this vehicle to get it running. I have a fridge in the back that I didn't really talk much about, but that runs off of a battery backup, and I set that thing up so I can have food while I'm out in the middle of nowhere doing stage rallies. But yeah, feel free to ask any questions you want in the comments. Feel free to let me know what other sorts of videos you guys would like to see. Right now I am recovering from surgery, and I'm recovering from an injury at work, so I'm not super mobile, and I am experiencing a lot of pain, both nerve pain in my hands and also pain in my knee due to a torn tendon. So I'm not super mobile right now. I can't do what I normally would be able to do. But let me know what you guys want. Would you prefer to have less videos that are more exciting and fun to watch? Or are you okay with just kind of everyday videos of me doing chores and kind of checking in and letting you guys know how things are going? Yeah, just let me know in the comments. I like the point of view style videos, and I hope you guys do too. This is my dog Rally, for those of you that haven't met him yet. Yeah, hope you guys are having a good day, and we'll see you on the next video.